If you're anything like me, at one time or another, if not almost daily, you struggle with anxiety as a creator on YouTube, specifically in the genre of health and fitness. If that's you, I want you to stay tuned because we're going to talk about that right now. What's up, everybody? Regan Rogers in here for Fitness Marketing Hub, and today we are talking all about YouTube creator anxieties, specifically in the health and fitness genre. You know, I deal with a lot of people in my members programs with one-on-one consultations, and one of the biggest things that comes up that sometimes they don't even know it exists, but is a huge amount of manifested anxiety. And what I mean by manifested anxiety is anxiety that actually shouldn't exist, things that we create in our head that cause a ton of mental blocks and really cost our channel the opportunity to grow. So today, what I wanted to do a little different, because usually we're so focused on, data and knowledge and all these different things that are going to make your channel grow and little hacks and stuff. But we're actually going to get inside your brain today and talk a little bit about some of the common anxieties that we manifest and what's really happening when those things manifest, because oftentimes there is a trigger there and it is something that you probably don't even realize that it is. So basically, this is a list of 6 things that I have come across through my creator calls and consultations. It's not in any particular order from worst to best or best to worst or anything like that. Just 6 manufactured anxieties that I've seen that people deal with, and it causes them a lot of mental anguish. And we're gonna basically go over what I tell those people when I come across this. Number 1 on this list is, what if another personal trainer or fitness pro thinks that my video sucks? I think the first thing that needs to be said here is that the reality is that most fitness pros on YouTube, they're not doing your workouts. They're not your audience. They're not who you're trying to target. So being concerned about what their opinions might be is really a pretty big waste of time. And secondly, most reputable fitness YouTubers, they're not visiting your channel at all. And don't take that the wrong way. It's not that your channel's not good. It's that they're focused on their brands. They're trying to build their brands. They're trying to make their money, and that's where their focus lies. They're not spending their time going to your channel so they can mock and make fun of any kind of workout that you're doing. It's just not something that a reputable YouTuber worries about. And the fact that you think that they are doing this is really a false reality that you're creating and concerning yourself with, and it ultimately does end up causing you to not come up with the best possible content because you're so worried about what someone else might think, who, as I mentioned, is not your audience. To be totally honest with you, usually when I deal with trainers that have this kind of an anxiety or a concern, it often stems from a lack of education when it comes to fitness. I do see people who they try to do the workouts that they feel are going to get the most views and likes and are popular, but those workouts may be out of their wheelhouse of skills. So they basically will try and emulate something they see perhaps on another channel, but deep down there is that insecurity that it's not right or it doesn't feel right or somebody's gonna call them out. It's basically because you yourself feel in some ways that you're maybe a fraud when it comes to that. And you're not a fraud. As long as you don't pretend to be certified in a certain genre, you can go on YouTube and still do those workouts. I recommend you do get certified, but it's not illegal to do it this way as long as you're not pretending to be a trainer when you're not. I think being honest with your community is the most important thing. But if you do find yourself in that situation where you do have a lot of anxiety for some of the workouts you do, and you do feel somebody may call you out or anything like that, get a certification. It doesn't have to be an expensive course. It might just be an online certification that takes a couple days, maybe costs you a couple of dollars, because I guarantee you, in addition to probably learning a little bit more about a particular genre, more than anything else, you're going to walk away with a newfound confidence that you will carry with you on your channel, and it will help you on a day-to-day basis feel like you belong. Not that you didn't belong in the first place, but again, these anxieties come from within, and we need to find ways to hack them just like we try to hack the algorithm. And it's amazing how a little certification can really silence that inner critic. And aside from all of that, we do all know that there are trolls out there, and any trainer or any person who is on your channel and potentially leaving negative comments and things like that, they probably don't have a lot on the go in their real life. They come from that traditional fitness culture where they need the focus on them. They don't have the focus on them, so they're going to go to your channel feeling they're doing a service by shooting off their mouth and saying that you're doing something wrong to bring the attention around to them. Don't worry about these people, because I can guarantee you if these people had anything on the go for themselves, they wouldn't have time to be on your channel. But the truth is they have a narcissistic need to be the center of attention, they're jealous of you, and their opinions aren't worth. So don't worry about it, don't worry about them, you do your thing. Another common anxiety I get from people is that they don't look like other trainers on YouTube. And there's a reason for that. And mainly that is the trainers you're comparing yourself to are the top 1%. These are the trainers that are getting into your recommended videos. These are the people that are the top of the top. And yes, many of them are extremely fit, chiseled, everything else. You can't compare yourself to those people because they are just in a different level at this time. Even more important is something that I preach a lot on this channel, and it's the fact that fitness by nature is an emotional sale, not an analytical sale. People are going to connect with people that they feel understand them emotionally and that they can relate to. And that's very important to keep in mind. And that's not always going to be the guy with the six-pack abs. To give you a story to put this in context, when COVID-19 had hit, a lot of the trainers that I work with on my channel, they weren't available because of lockdowns. But my channel was growing and I had to produce content. So as a personal trainer, even though I had no desire to be on camera, I started producing content and being in front of the camera. I wasn't in shape at the time, I didn't feel good, but I went on there and I did it. As it turned out, there were a lot of people that gravitated towards my workouts, and it really surprised me. And oftentimes it was males in their 40s who were trying to get back to shape. And one of the first things I said when I jumped in front of the camera to my audience is that I am one of you. I was not ready to go in front of the camera, and if I'm gonna barf today, you're gonna see it. And people love that because it's relatable. It's because I'm trying to get back on track because I'm being forced to, because I have no talent to put in front of the camera. And these people really gravitated to that. It was a whole different audience. So there's an audience for me, just like there's an audience for other trainers on my channel, and just like there's an audience for you, whether you're a 20-year-old girl, a 40-year-old man, a 45-year-old mom. We all have our own story. We all have our own ways to relate and connect with our audiences, regardless of how we look. There's a reason why trainers come in all shapes and sizes, and you have an audience. I can guarantee it. Do not compare yourself to anyone else physically on YouTube. Another common anxiety I hear from people when I speak with them is they're terrified of getting negative comments on their videos. The truth is, if you have a channel and you're trying to grow it on YouTube and you're starting to see some negative comments, that is probably the best thing that can happen to you. And the reason is because when you start getting negativity from people, now again, there's always gonna be trolls that are just gonna say rotten things. That will happen. The bigger you get, the more that's gonna happen. But when you get negativity on your workouts and constructive criticism and things like that, that means that you are now starting to grow outside of that bubble of family and friends who are giving you the sympathy views and the sympathy likes, and they're trying to support you. Now all of a sudden you're out in the real world where new people are finding you, and some are gonna like you and some are not going to be as much of a fan of what you're offering. Doesn't mean that you've done anything wrong or that your content is bad. It just might not be for them. No different than any TV show. So I don't have to say much more than that. Yes, you'll get some trolls. Yes, you'll get some negativity, but the fact is that negativity means more impressions. It means you're showing up in YouTube search and new people are finding you, and that is a very positive thing for your channel. Another big common anxiety that a lot of fitness people get, and this is very big for fitness people, is they don't want their friends and family to see their channel with only a few subscribers. So they try and hide their subscriber count and all that kind of stuff, but it's a big deal. And that also leads many people to buying fake subscribers, which I think is insane, but that's for another video. First and foremost, if you're worried about your friends and family, making fun of your channel because it only has a few subscribers, they're not very good friends and family. But aside from that, simply don't show them your channel. Your channel is being created as a small business on the social platform YouTube. Focus on YouTube. There are 2 billion active subscribers to YouTube. Complete strangers. You don't have to share on Instagram. You don't have to share on Facebook. You can simply focus on developing an audience on YouTube and just don't share it with friends and family if this is a big concern for you. But really, aside from that, the only issue here is your patience. Any business, whether it be online or a physical business, takes time to grow. I've owned 2 health clubs in my life. The last one I opened, like any other physical health club, I opened, and on opening day, I had 0 members. But on the first day, I got my first member or 2. By the end of the week, I might have had 15 or 20 members. And what happens is that people hear it's open, they need to find you. A lot of people, when a new gym opens, that doesn't mean they're gonna run to it, because a lot of them have other gym memberships they need to expire. Just like on YouTube, other people, they're involved with other channels, they're not looking for new channels. They have to discover you, and then they have to kind of see what you're doing, and then they slowly kind of become a part of your community. It just basically is a matter of waiting and being patient and knowing that it is a marathon and it will take time. Anyhow, bottom line, be patient, focus on the YouTube platform. Don't worry about friends and family. They probably don't care anyway. Another big issue I run into with consultation calls is people who are concerned that their videos are not the same quality as others. Couple things here. Again, stop comparing yourself to the top 1%. As I said, the videos that are coming up in your recommended videos and things like that are the top 1%. These are the videos getting hundreds of thousands of views, and these are people that in many cases are full-time YouTube creators. If you're a slowly developing channel or a relatively new channel, you're not going to be at that level because you don't have the ability to at this time. Aside from that, it's almost 2022, folks, and anyone at this stage can have a high quality video on their YouTube channel for next to nothing. You guys don't realize how easy it is, but you also need to put in the effort. You need to take the time to set up, if you're using your phone, set up your phone properly, learn the settings on your phone, set them properly, put it on a tripod. If you don't have a tripod, find a cheap tripod. If you don't have a big room, find a plant, do little things. There's so much you can do. I work with people every day who have minimal budgets, who are shooting with their phones, who have successful YouTube channels, and they're making money. It's because they have learned their craft. They learned how to use their camera phone. They purchased a few little odds and ends to help things, whether it be aesthetically, whether it be from the production standpoint. They have a good editing program. They learn how to use it, and they take their time. This is not about rushing out 2-3 minute videos and just dumping things out and having it not look or feel good for the person viewing it. Take your time, pay attention to detail, and you can produce a very high quality video on any budget. Another big thing I run into with clients that I'm shooting with is oftentimes they'll come in with extremely hard workouts. They're so worried about the workouts they're doing because they want the other trainers to see how intense their workout. This is a trainer to trainer thing where trainers want to impress other trainers by showing how intense and hard their workout is. Other trainers are not your audience. And secondly, you don't have to worry about how hard your workouts are. If you're not able to do an intense hard workout, don't worry about that. YouTube by nature is very much dominated by beginner and intermediate level fitness people. There are advanced ones on there as well, but a lot of advanced people, they have a lot of confidence. They attend health clubs, they attend live classes. They're not the majority when it comes to YouTube. And I can tell you right now that as somebody at a beginner level, and if you want to know if you have beginner level people, ask them. Check out your analytics, find out the age group and the sex of the people that are on your channel. But there's nothing more frustrating than not being able to complete a workout. It just makes you feel terrible about yourself. So being able to offer the community or the YouTube population in general good low impact workouts or beginner level workouts or very basic dumbbell training workouts, we sometimes take for granted the things that we know, and what might be easy to us is difficult for somebody else. Or somebody may literally be picking up a dumbbell for the first time in their life. Oftentimes you see people that are in their 40s and 50s and they start to deal with medical issues and they haven't been very active their entire lives. Now they finally have to get active and they're starting from scratch. So doing very simplistic things sometimes is the greatest thing, and what a great way to build an emotional connection with somebody in your community. So don't worry about your workout being too hard or not hard enough or things like that. You do you. Whatever pace that you're good at, you do that. Whether that be, again, walking workouts, stretching workouts, low impact workouts, workouts that are easy on the knees, workouts for rehab, all of that stuff is important. All of that stuff has an audience, and save the hard stuff for the show-offs and don't worry about it if it's not your thing. So that's it, guys. That is 6 very common anxieties that I hear when it comes to dealing with my clients. And if you've ever experienced those, let me know. If you have other ones you've experienced, let me know. But oftentimes, as I've said, these are all very much created from within. They're not real things. You don't need to worry about people judging you, because quite honestly, most of them are not. Most of them are off doing their own thing. We all have something to offer people on YouTube. We all come from different directions, different backgrounds. You do you. You stay in your wheelhouse, educate yourself, learn how to produce, and work hard. And I guarantee you that there is a community that will build itself around you and can turn into an incredible small business or passion project, whatever you want it to be. But don't sweat the small stuff. Keep working hard, and that's it for this week. Talk to you guys soon.